Welcome to Shut Up and Bet with Your Highness, the podcast that gives fewer fucks than your bookie gives refunds. Your Highness is the king of the Kush, the baron of blunts, the Caesar of sativa, but really, he's just always higher than Camelback Mountain, hotter than a Scottsdale divorcee, and the sharpest prick I've met since I ran into a saguaro cactus. This ain't for the soft, you pussy. Your Highness's dog doesn't just cover, he bites. Now shut up, log into your account, and let's run this shit up.
Episode starts now.
You degenerates, you visionaries, and you downright scoundrels. It's your Highness, the hostess with the mostest, and we got Teddy, Tedward, the big T, the big C, the teddy bear, all the way from Minnesota. He's on the ones and twos. You can't see him, you can't hear him, but he's a big, beautiful, bearded man. We'll get him on camera. At least we'll hear his voice eventually. I keep every time we get on before record, I say, "Hey, Teddy, baby, can we hear the sweet baritones of your voice?" He doesn't want to do it. All right, episode 1, Teddy Bear. This is what we're getting into. Well, not episode 1. This is episode 9, segment number 1. We're gonna get into some topics that maybe some people might be a little sensitive about. I don't care. Shut up and bet with your Highness. Episode 9. We're going to call this one, Ted. I think I got it. Future crimes in NFL lines. How about that? You like that? Future crimes in NFL lines. NFL future season is now. Right now. Get to the chopper. Now. Before preseason starts. Before the Hall of Fame starts. If they're playing in Canton, you're already behind. And don't catch up. We only use mustard around here. Vegas is out there hiding value in plain sight. Kind of like the government is hiding the fact that they have the Epstein list. Are you fucking kidding me? I done watched the news. I seen the press conference. I seen that fucking, I'm going to say some choice words for that blonde bitch, Pam Bondi. Sack of shit. Somebody's fucking lying. Somebody's fucking lying. It was there, and now it's not. We have the list sitting on our desk. The list doesn't exist. I'm not going to make this really political, but I think there are guilty parties in both parties. I'm going to offend the whole Republican and Democratic Party. You're both pieces of shit. You're both wrong. You said it. It's anti-American to fall in line. It's actually more American to push back against tyrants. And if they can get away with this, they literally, and they get away with murder. I mean, can we talk about the Clinton Foundation? The Clinton Foundation has buried more people than most cemeteries. That's the fact. Jack, when have you had enough? Because I have. And you've probably had enough of my bullshit. Let's get back into the sports. We're going to break down bets both ways. AFC, NFC. No filter, no favorites. We're just here for fucking facts, folks. If you can't face the fucking music, get out of the jamboree. If you can't face the heat, get out of the boiler room. If you don't like fucking fat chicks, don't go to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just saying. The Golden Hurricanes of Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm so ready for college football, Ted. Fly that fucking blue Tulsa, Oklahoma fucking hurricane flag. Bam! And go fuck yourself a fat white bitch. Fucking, Jelly Roll. You know Jelly Roll, the musician. You know Jelly Roll. I thought that's just what they called bitches in Tulsa. We're picking on Tulsa, Oklahoma. I haven't seen one good-looking woman ever in the city of Tulsa. It's a little drive-through town. If you've never been, you're not missing much. By the way, are you new? Are you new here, folks? Are you new? This is Shut Up and Bet with your Highness. I don't give a fuck what you think, say, or do. You can drop in the comments. I'll entertain you. All right. Segment number 1. Is the East the beast, Ted? Is the AFC and NFC the beast? I'm saying not so fast, my friend. Who are you hanging your hat on in the East? The Cowboys? The Dallas Cowboys? You got a better chance for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Mike Gundy, he's still the coach there? He's the man! What is he, 50 now? Dak Prescott? I like Dak Prescott. But I think when he plays, he thinks it's Halloween because he's putting that rack out there like candy, giving it to the kids. Too many turnovers, too many interceptions. I already got the bet for the offensive rookie of the year in the NFC. Jackson Dart, Ole Miss, Rebel, Lane Kiffin, Duke could spin the ball. Let me get into the team I actually like in the NFC. In all seriousness, let's focus for a second. The team I like in the NFC East. Washington Redskins. And by the way, I think there is some momentum to get that name changed back to the proper name. Can we get all over this fucking goddamn bullshit where the people that aren't even affiliated with that, whatever you want to call it, are the ones that get offended? Huh? Washington Redskin logo was literally made after an actual person honoring this chief. His tribe, his family, his kin were livid, were pissed. They did away with that. So fuck you cunt-licking pieces of shit from fucking LA. Are you offended? Good. This is Shut Up and Bet with Your Highness. Get on the train or get ran the fuck over. All right, Ted, let's see if I can make this screen bigger because I can't see shit on my screen. We're looking at the NFC East. You have the Washington Commanders at, does that say 205? Okay. I like that as the play. I'm not even sure that was in the docket for what I was doing today, but I like I like JD in the range, Jalen Daniels. Shout out to John Dog Hayes, the only person I personally know that been sucking out a pigskin since them guys were in the. I want you to take away is Daniels, Washington Redskins win the East. And you're probably sitting there going, you didn't really talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. I didn't. You're right. Regression. Too many games, too many beat-ups, too many key pieces missing on the offensive line. I think you definitely see a regression out of Saquon. I think Saquon's great, but I think he had a lot to prove last year. A little stick it to the G-men. He did. He is getting older. There eventually comes a wall. I think Derrick Henry, you see a little regression. Again, these guys aren't going to fall off the face of the earth this year. I just think if I'm a fantasy football owner, I'm not spending a high draft pick on one of these running backs. And you probably said that last year, but Matt Berry, he said this a decade ago, and I've always just kind of put this in my pocket and kept smoking on it. Matt Berry said sometime, somewhere, at some point in his life that I'd rather be a year early or too early on a guy, meaning I've given up on the running back or wide receiver a year too early and have him go off and have a good year, than be a year late. You don't want fantasy football players, listen up and listen loud. You don't want to be holding the bag on that year when he takes the shit. And I'm telling you, it might not be this year. It probably won't be this year. It probably is next year. But Barkley and Henry will fall off the cliff. And it's not going to be a gradual thing. It's going to be a jump off the cliff. They're going to go from what they are or what you perceive them as they are from last year to being like a third down back or getting like 5 to 8 carries a game. They'll do that for a year or two, and then they'll be retired. We're going even deeper, a deeper dive into the no fun league, the NFL. Futures. Holy shit. Okay, so Henry is 31. I'm saying Henry by 34, so in the next 3 years, is going to be looking like a shell of himself. I hope I'm wrong because he's an absolute beast, and I love watching him. Saquon, you said 29? Now, if I remember correctly, there's a number out there where 28, but 29, there's a number out there when running backs hit 29, for most guys, it's a fucking plateau and they drop off. So let's say this is going to be the 2025 season. By 2028, you will want to have 0 shares of Derrick Henry. And I don't even know if that's that outlandish of a fucking statement, to be honest with you. Saquon Barkley, actually, I would fuck with him this year. This is his year number 29 of being on Earth. I don't want to touch him when he hits the 3-0. And that's not because I think he's going to fall off, but I think it's just whiff and when. Eventually, there's going to be an injury there, something. I do not like Jalen Hurts. He's not a good thrower of the football. That offensive line I'm telling you, that offensive line carries him in more ways than one. I know we have some Philly fans listening. I know for a fact we have some Philly fans listening. I'm telling you right now, don't hate me, because you ain't me. And they ain't going to be as bad as the Saints. But, yeah, Philly is a playoff team, wild card playoff team, gets in the playoffs and gets knocked out in the first or second round. Book that shit. Tyler Ream, I know you're listening and your panties are in a bunch. I don't give a fuck. Listen to me here. Listen to me, Linda. They ain't making it past the fucking divisional round. All right, you ready to transition? Like a 22-year-old in LA not knowing what they're doing with their life? Oh, fuck LA. Let's move over to segment numero dos. Super Bowl. The Super Bowl, yeah. Now, if you've been listening to some of the episodes, you already know. I am going to ride high with the 313. Motor City, Detroit, Motown, better side of the river. Stay west of the Detroit River, because east is in Canada. That's another place I wouldn't want to be right now. So I like the Lions. Lions, what do you got the odds? Or you can pull it up on the screen. What's the odds for the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year? So 10-1. So 10-1. I actually don't really like them at 10-1. If you play this season out like in Madden or in a simulation, do they win 10% of the time? I'm not sure. I still have and maybe it's just because I grew up watching Detroit sports my whole life, but I fucking got to see it, man. I know the Red Wings can do it, even though it's been a minute. I'm never, in my lifetime, Ted. I like the Tigers, big Tiger. And here, I'm one of those weird guys, too. Because I like the Tigers. I like the Tigers a lot. And I also like the Indians, Cleveland Indians, which, again, we talked about the Redskins. Let's talk about the Indians for a second. You want to know the fucking history on the Indians, you dumb fucking pieces of shit? Cleveland Spiders. Cleveland fucking Spiders was what they was called. Do you know why they were called? Ted, do you know why? He doesn't know why. Good. This is information, educational, and entertaining. They had a number, and I'm fucking pull this up online because I don't want to mispronounce anybody's name or anything like that. They had I want to say the second. So, okay, I'm going to misspeak, and I really don't want to misspeak on this topic. There was a really famous Native American Indian ball player for the Cleveland Spiders. And that's what got all the notoriety. And a lot of people think they named the team after this guy. And the name's slipping me, and I think I know what it is, but I don't want to get it wrong. I believe they had like 5 or 6 other Native American Indians on the Cleveland Spiders. And by the way, you say, okay, well, is that a big deal? It's just so big a deal that they were the only Native American Indians in Major League Baseball. They were all on one fucking team, the Cleveland Spiders. And so as a respect or homage to those breaking through that barrier, they named them the Cleveland Indians. Out of respect. Chief Wahoo doing this. Didn't they try to stop that? Florida State. By the way, that's never what Florida State, the Seminole tribe, came out and said, don't you fucking dare change that shit. We honor this shit. We all love Florida State because it brings recognition to our tribe and our people. Some white Karen in fucking LA is the one that got her panties in a bunch. Can I tell you about fuck LA? God, I hate fucking LA. But at 10-1, I'm not sure if the Lions are, I've seen too many. I know where I was going, Ted. Tigers. I've never seen the Tigers fucking win a World Series. I'll just divulge my age a little bit because they have won in the 80s. I was born after the World Series win in the 80s. My parents might have been fucking during Game 7. Who knows? No chance. I was born in May. That's not how that works. Well, actually, fuck. Game 7 would have been in, do math for me, Ted. 5, 7, 8. October? They were fucking in October, maybe? Maybe they were. Maybe my parents were fucking in. I don't even know how many games they went. Maybe they were fucking last time Detroit won the World Series and then had me It may. Does that math line up? Maybe. Anyway, Houston Texans. I like the Houston Texans. I think they're getting better. They got to stay healthy. I like the Is it Nico? Fucking goddamn. Who's the coach down there? I just forgot his name. Nico Ryan or something? No, I'm making that up. D'Amico Ryan. Thank you. I knew I was in the ballpark there. I like him a lot. He's got a little bit of chutzpah I like, To win the Super Bowl. Let me see if I can make the screen bigger for myself because otherwise I have nothing to see there. It's so small for me. I'm sure it looks good on your screen, but all right, there we go. So I got Detroit, Washington Commanders. Not that I think the Washington Commanders are going to win, but I like Detroit better than. I like Detroit better than. Actually, you know what? Looking at this list, I don't like the Eagles to repeat. I don't. I don't hate Buffalo, but something about. I don't know. Maybe I'm fatigued of Buffalo. Baltimore, I think, has a fallback year. I think they're going to have some attrition issues. They're not very deep. Kansas City, the same thing. I think Baltimore, Kansas City are not their elite selves this year. I think that opens up the door for a team like Trois. I like the Bengals. I know we haven't really got into that yet. I don't want to jump the gun, but I think the Bengals are going to be a good team this year. Houston Texans, where they're 35-1 there. If you want to throw a long shot like Stroud to Nico Collins, I'm just saying 35-1. You've made dumber bets in your fucking life. I know I've seen some of your bet slips. I've seen some of your fucking bet slips. 35-1. Go play Madden right now. Is there a new season of Madden out, Ted? I'm not hip to the beat with these fucking new video games. Still a month out. Okay, he said they just come out with college football. By the way, bringing back my childhood memories. Basically, when I was in school, we did the college football, the NCAA, and then right when I was in school, that's when all that shit stopped. And then my whole adult life post college, there has been no college football game. And some of these kids right now that are 26, 27, they don't even know what they're missing. The college football game was way better than the Madden game, in my opinion. But I love the fact that you could take the kid from the college game. You remember this, Ted? Take the kid from the college game, develop him, make him into a fucking stud, and then get him drafted into the Madden game, and you could literally have your player go through. I might be dating myself. This is like 20-year-old technology. But I used to always be the Tulsa Golden Hurricanes because I do like fucking fat white bitches. All right. So the Texans at 35-1. The point I was getting at, go on Madden, have Madden run the season 35 fucking times. Do you think the Texans can sneak out a win one of those times? I'm saying yes right here and right now, Ted. I'm saying yes. If we play this season 35 fucking times, the Texans are going to win the Super Bowl in less than 30 attempts. I think it's a plus money. I know it's a plus money play. I think it's a plus EV play. It's hard for me to get on here and tell you how much I love an Ohio State quarterback, Ted Word. I really like this CJ Stroud guy. And I shit on him. I talked a lot of shit on him when he was coming out of the draft. What a waste of a fucking draft. Ted's over here laughing at me because he knows I'm a diehard Michigan fan. It's okay, because guess who's catching that fucking ball? Go Collins. And he's a special. Yes, he's good. I like. Very nice. All right. Chargers, and the only reason I'm going to say the Chargers, what was the odds on there? Also, fade the 49ers. I think we talked about this on another episode. I do not like them. They're always one injury away from missing the playoffs. Don't see a lot of depth. I like the Rams. We talked about this on the last episode. Fuck LA, but if you got to pick an LA team, pick both LA teams, the Chargers and the Rams. The Chargers to win the Super Bowl is 28-1. Fuck that. I like the Texans better than the Chargers, but I will say the Chargers just for this one reason, and this is going to put some fucking panties in a fucking bunch. Harbaugh wins everywhere he goes. Where did he go that he did not win? Ted, name the place he went, he didn't win. Nope, he's shaking it because it didn't happen, right? Even if you go early on in his coaching career, where was he at? Was he at like San Diego State or something? Like really early on? That sounds familiar, but maybe I'm getting that mixed up. I know Brady Hoke was there. Yeah, Stanford. No shit. Everybody remembers Stanford. Ted. And let me guess. You remember the 49ers too? Good job. Good job. Yeah, okay. I'm busting your balls, buddy. But yeah, my point is yes, college, pro, champion, 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 champion. And notice the best part, you're going to have some Ohio State fan crying into their fucking lube right now. Bro, if you really think that's cheating, you're a fucking idiot. Scouting, standing, filming, watching actual games, not going there scouting practices or spying on practices, just showing up the week before and watching what you do. If you're too fucking stupid down there in Columbus to change a playbook, that's on you. I mean, we already know Ryan Day is worthless, but actually, he's not worthless. I keep saying he's worthless. I keep shitting on Ryan Day. Ryan Day is extremely, extremely good at bringing in top level talent all the time. There is no rebuild. They're always reloading. That is a fucking hotbed of talent they bring in there. The problem is they don't develop in this shit. Terrible game management, terrible game prep. Ultimately, talent wins out. Anybody that knows higher end athletics is I don't give a fuck about your mental game or any of that bullshit. If I'm that much better than you, I'm going to beat you every time. It's only when the skill set is close does the mental and the game planning work. Right, Ted? Does this make sense? If I go play one-on-one against Michael Jordan, even at our current ages, I got no fucking chance. No shot. I don't care if I had the best strategy, superior mental game, which I'm not saying I do, but let's just say I had the superior mental game to Michael Jordan. And I had everything else better, non-physical than Michael Jordan. I would get shut out 21-0 or 11-0, wherever they play in the pickup games. Not even close. Same thing as golf. You can't take a guy that shoots 100 normally and a guy that shoots 70 normally and be like, well, the guy that shoots 100, his mental game is really good. He's got his shit together. He is really, really good at making sure his clubs are cleaned. The grooves in his faces are cleaned out real nice. Who gives a fuck, bro? You're taking triple bogey. That's my point. Skill is always going to win. You know that one guy, Ted, and we've all worked with that one guy. Actually, I probably was that one guy. Shows up late. Not that I show up late. I was actually very punctual. But kind of just shows up whenever they want. They're usually the top performer, right? They kind of get away with murder. You're like, how the fuck's this guy? But, they keep putting up the numbers. They keep putting, this could be sports. This could be business. It could be anything. But you know what happens to that person? As soon as they are not elite anymore, they go from elite to obsolete. Because nobody wants to deal with the bullshit, right? How many great players across many different sports had their careers cut short, not because of the talent. Now the talent declined. But they didn't want to deal with the bullshit. First one that comes to mind is T.O. I mean, that's the one that just popped in my head right off the bat. I mean, we're talking about a Hall of Fame wide receiver that had trouble getting a job in his mid-30s. Meanwhile, Jerry Rice played to what? 59 or something? The wonder he's got all the records. He played 40 years in the league. I know that's an exaggeration. Chill. But I think he played to like 41 or 42. Right? The Raiders. I mean, was the Raiders like the retirement home for wide receivers for a second, right? Didn't they have Jerry Rice and Tim Brown like on the very back end of their fucking careers with what? Rich Gannon? Was am I getting my timeline? I might be on a different timeline. Was Rich Gannon slinging a rock and Chucky was the coach? Charles Woodson was on that team. I think I'm bringing back that Raiders team, and I might be missing a couple years together, but I think there was a team in there that existed. Early 2000s, maybe like 2002, 2003, somewhere right in that range. I think I'm close. I'm literally just fucking winging this. 01 to 04, Ted's in my ear saying 01 to 04, Jerry Rice. I think Tim Brown was in the Raiders during that time period. Was he? He's shaking his head now. Rich Gannon, I believe, was spinning the rock during a couple of those years. Rich Gannon, yes, okay. And then was Charles Woodson. Because I want to say the talk rule game with the Tom Brady, that was all those guys were on that field, no? And that would have been like 2004, 2003, like right in then. He's looking it up. I'm pulling this straight out of my fucking ass just on old memories, I guess. Rich Gannon, Tim Brown, Jerry Rice, Charles Woodson, Chucky, talk rule, New England, Foxborough, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, snowing. I think 2003 would be my final answer. That's my guess. Ted, you're taking fucking forever, bro. What? Just type in something. 2001 was the Tuck Rule game, right? Okay, thank you. I'm gonna slide in a little bit here to some MVP futures, a little bit of players. I know we touched on Jared Goff, taking a flyer on him. I still feel good about that. I think, and I don't know the odds, but if CJ Stroud, you can get in like the 25 to 30 to 1 range, fire on CJ Stroud. I'm high on the Texans this year. I didn't even smoke yet before saying that. So this is me sober telling you I'm high on the Texans this year. Injuries will play a role. They got to stay healthy. I get that. But I can say that about fucking 80% of the teams in the fucking league. So what does it matter? If you've been paying attention to any of these episodes, I told you Jamar Gibbs, Offensive Player of the Year. I like Aiden Hutchins, Comeback Player of the Year. I like the Detroit Lions. I'm going to throw a little curveball in there. A bad Lamma Jamma, bad man. The kind of guy that if you see out at the bar and he's looking at you sideways, maybe you just go to another bar. Chill out there, buddy. Max, double X, double XL, Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year. I think he can wreak havoc. I think Max, big year for Max. All right. I'm going to touch on these because we've already gone on these in other episodes, but I know most of you probably don't go back and watch old episodes, so let's just kind of keep them up to where we're going. I've said on radio shows, I've said on podcasts, the NFC South, I like the Dirty Birds. Ted, can they see me? Can they see me doing it? Jamal Anderson every time, baby. Come on. Bam. Bam. And then a boom. Right there. That's it. I'm sitting down. Otherwise, I'd do the little walk, too. A little two-step walk. All right. This one I've yet to actually give out. And I'm waiting. I'll probably officially give this one out to the public. When I mean public, this is going to go public in like a week or two. But I've already got it lined up. I've got it in my fucking crosshairs right now. Is the Cincinnati Bengals. Joey Burrow and the boys. I like them. Down there on the Ohio River. In the Queen City. Joseph is going to throw over 50 fucking touchdowns this year. Pull me up that. I just go to player on your screen there, Ted. Go to player props, player future props, something along those lines. I want to see if we can find a bet on how many touchdown passes Joe Burrow going to throw. I feel like we're going to feel like he's back at LSU. I think he's going to air it the fuck out. I think he's got things to prove. He's got a really gay fucking haircut, so he's got to fucking get the haters off him for that. I mean, this is back-to-back preseasons where he's come in with the worst fucking haircut. I mean, he must be getting a ton of pussy with it, because why else do you look like that? Joey Burrow, regular season passing touchdowns, 33.5. I might hammer the fuck out of this. Pull me up his career season, each season, his highs for the I'm talking about, I'm not saying English very well here. But Joe Burrow, each season, how many touchdowns did he throw each season? That's what I want to know. Because I'm thinking 34 is stupid low. Right? They play 17 games, Ted. I know I always forget this. 17 games. If he throws 2 touchdowns a game, which seems fucking no-brainer, that's 34 touchdowns. Am I stupid? Am I mathematically retarded here? 17 times 2 is 34. Am I correct? That sounds correct to me, right? He threw 43 last year. The year before that, he throws 15, but guess what? He was hurt. The year before that, he threw 5. The year before that, he was at LSU, I think. But, right? Where was he at the year before that? 34. So let me get this fucking straight, Ted. Is there a year other than the year he was hurt that he's ever thrown for less than 34 touchdowns in a year? And how many games did he play his rookie year, though? Or how many games did he start? Yeah, see, I've got to ask you a question. My guess is he didn't play a full season. That's my guess. I don't know that to be true, but that's my guess without looking. Here's the deal. If you don't think Joseph Burrow can average 2 fucking passing touchdowns per game, he played 10 games, so that's just over half a season. Rookie year. I'm not worried. It's a rookie year. Not worried about it. Back what I was telling. If you can't figure out if Joe Burrow plays 17 games, Ted, I would bet your left nut that he fucking throws at least 34 touchdowns. Better yet, I'll bet your whole sack, your left and right nut. Put it on the fucking line, Ted. I want you to reach down in your fucking unzip your drawers a little bit. Pull those little huevos out. Put them on the table. I'm telling you. Well, I mean, what? They're not going to hear what you're going to say, but I can't tell. What would be an uncomfortable amount of money for you to bet on one futures player prop? And you don't have to give me the exact dollar amount, but like relative to what percentage of your bankroll would be a stupid amount for you to bet. You know, and don't say 100% or something, but like what would be like an amount where you're like, fuck, man, that's kind of like, I don't know, Your Highness. I don't know. That might be a little much. What's that number for you, Ted? And what percentage of your bankroll is that? 4%. Idiot. I mean, you're smart. I mean, he knows my teachings. That's the proper way. But I'm going to tell you something. Do something stupid, Ted. So you said that was 4% of your bankroll. So let's see. Let's go 10%. 10%. If you have $2,500 bankroll, I want you to put $250 on Joseph Burrow throwing 34 more touchdowns. Now. Pull out your fucking phone, Ted. Do it now. Shop the line. You might find it better than 115. I will eat my own fucking words happily if he doesn't get there. The only thing that injury is the only thing that worries me. The only thing that worries me is he's throwing 2 touchdowns a game, guys. What are we doing here? This should be a fucking error. There's no way. Let's go through some of these other ones. I mean, am I fucking missing something here? Let's go through some of these other. I'm going to need you to do this for me because we're going to free ball this here a little bit, and I need to be able to see this shit. So can you blow the screen up a little bit? It's probably not going to be great for people at home, but guess what? There we go. That's fine. That should be plenty. I don't know where you lose them and keep me, but I can read that. That's fine. Patrick Mahomes, don't care. Is at the top of the list. Start me at the top of the list. Who's the top quarterback on the list? Let's just rip through this. Kyler Murray, don't care either way. Moving on. Jalen Daniels. 24 touchdowns is what we need passing. Now, he's going to run the ball, rock. Career passing, and he's only been a couple years, right? Career passing touchdowns per season for Jaden Daniels. This is his second or third year, so I don't think he's probably got a whole lot of time, but I like this. I like this kid. I like this kid a lot. Yeah, well, how many did he throw? 25 his rookie year. Josh Allen, I don't care. Lamar Jackson, I don't care. And Aaron Rodgers, don't give a fuck. Jalen Hurts, don't give a fuck. Patrick Mahomes, don't give a fuck. Joey Burrow, we already know we're good. All right. Matthew Stafford, don't have a read good enough. Sam Darnold, where is he at? Seattle? Don't want to touch it. Brock Purdy, passing. Okay, let's look at Brock Purdy because I'm going the other way on Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's career passing touchdown per season. Trevor Lawrence. Can you scroll down a little bit so I can see Trevor Lawrence? But let's start with Brock Purdy. One season they did really good. I like that. Put that down. I'm not going to go as crazy, but I would sprinkle under 23.5 touchdowns passing for Brock Purdy. See Cam Ward on there. I'm not touching Cam Ward because you just don't know what you're getting with a rookie. But I do like Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward ends up being probably the better of the quarterbacks. That's probably not a far stretch, but a better of the quarterbacks. Baker don't care. Gino don't care. Jared Goff. Does that say 28.5? It's a little hard for me to read that. It's 28 or 29? What, 28? Okay. What is the career numbers there on Jared Goff? I'm high. Bo Nix is the next name on there. I think I'm going to be high on Bo Nix again this year. I like Bo Nix, a lot of development. Bo Nix, I think, is, there, and I can't think of the numbers, but I heard this many times before. When guys get so many reps as college quarterbacks, it translates to usually more production in the NFL. These guys that come in with very little experience taking snaps in college tend not to fare very well in the NFL. 37, 39, 29. And what was after 29? 37, 30, 29, 19. What happened? Those are all with the Rams. Okay. What about the Lions? Oh, those are the Lions. Okay. The last 2 or 3 years, he's eclipsed 28, right? 30 was his ceiling floor outside of the 20. I think you sprinkle nothing crazy, but I think a little dust, little fairy dust there on Jared Goff overpassing. Bo Nix, what's the number on Bo Nix there? Yeah, the problem is I just running it in the legs too much. Herbert's another one. They chucked the ball a bunch there. Looking Drake May let's get down to CJ Stroud. Herbert might be one to look into. I'm not going to spend this whole time going through every fucking quarterback with these people, though. CJ Stroud, 21.5. You got to be shitting my dick and licking my balls. Do these numbers seem extremely low? Isn't this a passing league? Isn't this a quarterback-driven league? Isn't this where they throw the ball? Isn't this the league where everybody bitches and fucking complains that they don't run the rock anymore, that everybody's just chucking it around the field? And I'm looking at quarterback passing numbers in the low 20s. Nico was out last year, though, right? Big weapon missing. That hurts. I'm a reserve, but I like CJ. How the fuck Caleb Williams have the over-under on him is higher at 23.5? I mean, get the fuck out. Is there a way I can bet head-to-head? Quarterback versus quarterback? Because if I can bet C.J. Stroud versus Caleb Williams, I will bet C.J. Stroud has more passing touchdowns than Caleb Williams this year. If that is an option, Ted, if you can find that as an option, we're fucking booking that shit right the fuck now. Are you kidding me? Caleb Williams is the first quarterback I know that paints his nails for fashion reasons. We got a call in or voicemail, I think, from last episode or last week. We kind of skipped over. Is that correct? And I already think you told me. This is Justin. Justin is just a repeat caller. I wish like Brandon Scott. I'm going to start naming motherfuckers. I wish guys like Brandon Scott, David Sutter. I wish guys like, I don't know, I'm drawing blanks. Frank Knitter, Steve Hanley. I'm naming people. Call. Leave a voicemail. We want to hear you. Or just any random part. Just say call. It gives me something to go up. It could be good. It could be funny. It could be bad. Your call makes it on the show. You like. You comment. Let's do this, Ted. In our community, I'm giving away a $25 free bet every single week. That's $100 right there. I'm giving away. Let's do this. I'm going to do this. This channel's got to grow. We got 30-some fucking subscribers. And I look at the videos and we're getting hundreds of views. The people aren't subscribing. I'm not the kind of cocksucker to come on here and beg you to hit a fucking subscribe button. I'm not. If you don't want to hit it, don't hit the fucking button. I appreciate you just being here and along for the ride, really. I didn't make this fucking channel so I could fucking take all the monies from the YouTubes. That's not the point of this. But it would be nice to get a little coin from the YouTubes for my efforts. They don't let you do that until you got 500 of you fucks that hit that subscribe button. Now, do I expect to have 500 subs right off the rip? Oh, fuck, no, I don't. But can we get to 100? So this is what I'm going to do, based upon how many subscribers we have to the channel when it goes live. Do you think that's fair? As the channel grows, I'll give more away. It is incentivized. By the way, Justin's the only one calling in, so I don't know how many accounts Justin can create to get those subscription numbers up. But I want more people to call in. What do I have to do to get people to call in, Ted? That's what I want to know. First, they got to know the number, right? They got to know the number. So, Ted, you got to put this. Can you put this on the screen? I think you can. Maybe I can. Here's the phone number. 80-269-7423. There it is, folks. I don't know if that's on the screen. I hope it is. That may or may not show up, but I'll give it to you verbally one more time. 480-269-7423. God, I'm such a dyslexic fuck. 480-269-7423. That's the number. I ain't answering the phone. It goes straight to voicemail. Just leave a fucking voicemail. You could shit on me. You could shit on somebody else. You could leave a question, a comment, a concern. You need advice. And fuck it. I'd say, you mean dating advice? I'll give you dating advice too. I don't give a shit. Just call. Leave me a message. But Ted, we got to think about this. I can't keep giving Justin all my monies every day. He's the only one that calls. I mean, I love that he calls and I keep giving him the monies. But how should we do this? For every one subscriber, that's 1 penny or something. That's silly. I say we do stages. This is what we're going to do. When we're at, see, we'll just get people to call in. I want to incentivize people to subscribe, but I don't want to discourage them from calling in. Ain't nobody calling in anyways but Justin. Guess what, Justin? This is on you, buddy. Stick it out with me. When we have less than 100 subscribers, $5 free bet. Between 101 and 200, we'll do 10. See what I'm saying? We'll keep increasing. When we get up to, let's say, 500, then we start doing $25, $20 a week. I think that's fair. I mean, look, it takes you less than 2 minutes to pick up the fucking phone and call, leave a voicemail. It don't have to be a long voicemail. It can just be, hey, Your Highness, I appreciate your big fucking cock in the back of my throat last night. That works. Hey, Your Highness, thanks for finger banging me in the back room at the Bar Louie's. Things like that. You got that voicemail teed up. I don't know what it says. I don't know. But I'm intrigued to hear what Justin's got to say. You ready, Ted? Play it for me.
Hey, Your Highness. This is Justin, a.k.a. Dark Alchemy. I'm back with another baseball question for you. So I've noticed that when you do your HRR, so your hits, runs, RBIs, or your strikeout projections, you rightfully so put a lot of emphasis on previous at-bat matchups. And I don't think you've ever explicitly stated what is your magic number for plate appearances between a pitcher and a batter for you to put actual stock into the history that's between the two. Thanks.
Great fucking question, actually. So I'm assuming everybody can hear, but just in case for some reason you couldn't hear, I'll kind of reiterate, and it gives me a second to kind of think of my answer too, which is I do a lot of, and if you're in the community, you get this, and if you're not, you don't know this, but I do a lot of, and this year it's new for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I've done it in the past, but I've really gotten into it a lot more this year and focused on it, which is a player prop, which is known as hits, runs, and RBIs, or H plus R, HRR, whichever way you want to skin the cat. As long as the pussy's clean, I'll eat it. A lot of is 1.5. So you need a guy to get a hit and then either get scored himself or drive in a run. I mean, I'll get into a little bit here. I mean, this episode's fucking long as shit. Holy goddamn, Ted. This is a 2-hour show. I got a lot to talk about today. We haven't got into Epstein, and I got a fucking barrel full of fucking ammo for that cockfucker. Anyways, Justin, to answer your question, there is no exact number. There is no magic number. The only magic number in my life is 69. And that's because when I was visioning the Asian country of China, I learned a little Mandarin. And how to say 69 in Mandarin is two can chew. I'm going to keep telling you that joke until somebody laughs at it. It is funny if you actually understand it. All right. But 69 is a lot of plate appearances for baseball, so we don't do that. Here's my deal. General rule of thumb is I want them to face more than one game, right? One game against a guy is 2 games, okay. 3 games better. The more the merrier. Like with sample size, the more data I got, the better. Honestly, my answer, and you don't like this, it's a little bit of feel. It's a little bit of looking at the lineup and seeing who's around him, right? So I don't have anything in front of me, but let's say hypothetically player A has 3 plate appearances, 3 at-bats against a said pitcher. Now, that would indicate to me, without having too much fucking research, that that's one game, okay? I'm not going to put a whole lot of weight into one game. But if I see that maybe the hitter in front, maybe the hitter behind, has a lot more data and has been successful, and so I got a guy who's had short level or modest success in a short period of time, but is sandwiched in between 2 guys. This is a twofold for me, right? Because hits, runs, and RBIs means I can banger from both ends and still get scored in the right side. You see what I'm saying? So if he's batting, and hypothetically, if the guy is batting, batter A that we're talking about, is in the 4 hole, let's say, and the guy in the 3 hole is likely to get on base, well, there's my hit plus RBI. I can get it that way. Or if the guy in the 5 hole is doing well and I can get the hit to get on base and then get drove in I like both sides. I like guys that are also down like the 8 and 9. If I can find an 8 and 9 hole hitter that's had relatively good success in the past against said pitcher, I love that, especially like the 9 hole. If you can find a sneaky little bitch down in the 9 hole, some of you girls, I'm telling you, they draft real conservative, and then you go, holy fuck me, to Tuesday's Susan Sweetheart. My taint hasn't been licked like that since I was in Texas. Holy fuck. 9 hole hitters. I love if you can find, because the value's there, right? Some of these big name fucking Aaron Judges, Kyle Tuckers, the numbers aren't great for these odds, right? They're minus 140, minus 150, or it's over 2.5. I don't like that. Give me 1.5. Give me a guy down in the bottom of the lineup. That's like even money. Why? Because if he does get on base, he's got the top of the lineup to drive him in. He can go 1 for 3, right? Think about this, Ted. The 9-hole hitter could go 1 for 3 and you get paid. Could go 1 for 4 and you get paid because now he's runner on top of the lineup. Now, devil's advocate, the bad news is sometimes those guys get pinch run for, sometimes they get subbed out, and sometimes they just don't get enough at bats. So you got to keep that in mind. But in a perfect world, give me a 3-4 hole type hitter who's got a good bat in front of him, good bat behind him, so I can get it in the front end or the back end. I've said this in the community, Ted, and it's true. It's always better to get some top, but don't settle if you can finish in the bottom. I hope, did that answer Justin's question? I think it kind of did. I don't have a set answer, Justin. It's a little bit of situational based upon other guys in the lineup and what I think it is, and a little bit of an art form, if you're going to put it that way. All right, those sports people that don't want to fucking get into the bullshit of politics and what's going on in the world, you can just turn the show off now. But I got to get on a fucking soapbox for 5 minutes here. Can your ears oblige to my ranting and raving? So here we go. But let's think about something. I can go back at my DraftKings account and look at bets I made 2 years ago. I can go back in my bet trackers and find bets that I had sitting in a bet slip that I forgot to even place. What's her name? Pat Bondi? Whatever the fuck that cunt's name is. Fuck that bitch. You cannot fucking tell me. You can't look me straight in the fucking face. You can't look me straight in the fucking face and tell me, yes, I have it sitting on my desk. And then stall. We don't have it anymore. Shut the fuck up. Now, shut the fuck up. And if you want to get into conspiracies, I can't think of the bitch's name, but the little press secretary for the White House, the blonde bitch with the nice titties, she always wears that little Jesus Christ necklace that hangs right between her mammary glands. Trust me, I've noticed once or twice. Take it for what it is, maybe just coincidence. But when she come out and give the news that there is no Epstein file list, all this bullshit you guys were fed, I didn't see one cross. I didn't see one religious symbol on her person. Maybe I'm just digging where there's something not to be dug at, Ted, right? Maybe I'm looking for something that's not there. But this is what makes me me, is I notice these little subtle changes and things. And why? Why is that way? Why is this? Why is this? That doesn't make sense. The only thing that my brain can fucking process, Ted, the only thing my brain can fucking process, Ted, is there's one name on that list that they're protecting. There's one name on that list because the man's name that's on that list does not give a fuck about anybody else. And if his name was not on that list, whether they were his friends or frenemies or actual enemies, he would have that list out now. But there's one man that's name's on that list, Ted. And he's the reason that list is not or doesn't exist. And I'm not even blaming the Clintons. I think the Clintons had something to do with it. See you later. I'm going to make a statement. We're betting futures. Here's a futures in politics you want to bet on. Save this, put it in. I'll fucking eat my own words if I'm wrong. 30, 40 years from now, we are going to look back at this time period in our life as how organized crime ran this country. What? I'm not talking about the Italians. I'm not talking about the Irish. Organized crime in the form of political parties is running this country. Look, they have people killed. They put out hits. You don't see that shit going on in Minnesota? They killing fucking senators. We can blame on who put out the hit, but somebody put a fucking hit out, Ted. That's that part we're not debating, right? Covering up shit, embezzling, on and on. I mean, the fucking Gambino family would be thrilled if they could pull off quite this operation. And then who backs them up is all the fucking alphabets. What the fuck are we doing, man? When have we had enough, Ted? When are you had enough of getting shitted on? Big, beautiful piece of shit, Bill. I'm not going to get political, but it fucks you as a sports bettor. It fucks you as a sports bettor hard for no fucking reason. Why? I don't know. I don't know. I might start giving out seminars, Ted. That's how we're going to do. Maybe that's what we start doing on one of these days. I'm going to give out seminars on how to beat the tax code for gamblers. Because if this shit passes, I want to teach every sports bettor out there, serious or non-serious, how to fuck the IRS, don't give them a fucking penny, and tell them to eat shit and die. By the way, can we all just stop paying them at one time? What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Fuck them. We got to do something. Eventually, you got to say enough is a fuck enough. Where's the boiling point? Most of you have got your head buried in a sand. You got so many fucking issues with your wife, your life, your job. They get you so bombarded down with everything that you cannot focus on anything but the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s of your daily fucking life. And that is by design, folks. I know you didn't tune in for this. I know you didn't show up to today's episode to hear me stand up on my fucking soapbox and shove my big fucking 10-inch dildo down your throat. But here we are. Gag on that hard. This is real deal Holyfield, baby. And I'm being real with you, fucks. Look at little things. People subconsciously do things. This is humans. They're all the same. Why didn't she wear that cross? Why didn't she wear her Christian things? Because she was lying to you. Subconsciously or consciously, she didn't put that necklace on. She didn't put that jewelry on when she got up there in front of the American people. Think about that. You know who Donald Trump is, right? He's the president of the United States, right? Mr. Slick car salesman himself, right? Mr. Everything is driven by his ego. If you don't realize he's driven by ego, you're a moron, whether you like him or not. Whether you like him or not, his inner ego, his inner monologue, the main character story that he keeps telling himself, that's what drives him. So think about it from that. If you were that person, that persona, that's how you have to look at it. If I am that persona, if that's the way I operate, my brain works, I would want that fucking list out today to exonerate, because everybody's pointing the finger at you, right? Everybody's pointing the finger, you fucking money, right? The Miss America pageants, you know, maybe there's some little suspect behavior going on there. Maybe. Easiest thing to do if I'm the sitting president of the United States and my name is not anywhere to be found is I put that information out. The only one thing, Ted, it just kind of came to me. What if the people that are on the list said, hey, we will kill you, right? We've already tried to kill you. Maybe, allegedly. I don't know what happened, but he might have got shot in the ear or not. I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on. Maybe he's not on the list. I think he is. My personal stance is I think he's on the list. But maybe the people that are on the list and saying, look, dude, we'll put you in the ground. You put your family in the ground. We'll put your kids in the ground, right? I mean, your constituents are your number one priority. Public servants serve the people. This is not a career position. It's become a career position. But people used to hate being in politics, had to be forced into politics. That's why they even started attaching a salary. Some of the greatest politicians early on in this country's history never wanted to be in that position. Be leery of the person that wants to be that politician. All right, I'll leave you with a little bit of sports on the way out. And I'm just going to be real fucking honest with you, folks. I'm jonesing. I'm jonesing really fucking hard for some shaved ice. Not Italian shaved ice, talking down on the boardwalk there in Jersey. I'm talking shaved ice like a little snow shower. A little Connor McDavid. A little Sid the Kid. The Great Eights. Give me the Red Wings. Give me the Blackhawks. Give me the Panthers. Give me the Lightning. I'm missing hockey, baby. Preseason NHL starts September 2nd. Meetup event, Toledo, Ohio, October 4th. Opening night of NHL, October 8th. Guys, we are 90 some days away here. We're 3 months out to our most profitable sport every fucking year. Every fucking year. If you don't follow shit I do for anything, you better fucking get my name tattooed on your ass as the greatest fucking hockey bettor of all time. I've yet to be beaten in any head-to-head challenge. I've yet to see somebody put up double-digit ROI numbers year in and year out of hockey. You know what my shortcoming, Ted, is with hockey? And this is God's honest truth. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. My problem when I bet hockey is I think I literally am going to win every bet, and I just plan on winning every fucking bet. That's my shortcomings, is I actually probably bet more than I should, unit size-wise. Maybe I shouldn't disclose this. Fuck it, I am anyways. I bet more on hockey more than I should, unit size, because I just think I'm going to win every fucking hockey bet. That's how confident hockey I am. We pay bills with hockey. We try to get through the summer with baseball. Reverse puck lines. Yelling at Canadians like they fucking know what the fuck they're talking about. When's the last time a Canadian team won a cup, Ted? Do you know off the top of your head? Montreal, Canadian, Patrick Waugh. Maybe it was 92. Somewhere right around there. I believe that was. You over this episode yet, Ted? You checked out? He's so checked out. I don't think he was big in the Epstein thing. Remember a few things when it comes to futures. We're looking for value. It doesn't always mean that we're going to hit it every time. It's like playing the Madden video game with the simulations. If we run enough times, we're going to hit. The things that I want you to take away is, number one, Epstein did not hang himself. Number two, he did have a fucking list. And number three, stop letting your government fuck you over and over and over. We as a people finally fucking, I'm ready. I've been ready. 100 million Americans said fuck the IRS and don't pay their taxes one year. What happens? The Patriot, great movie. Aim small, miss small, folks. Until then, hit the fucking subscribe button. Make some money. Call the number, 480-269-7423. That is how you reach your Highness. That's how you reach Shut Up and Bet with your Highness. I'm your Highness. He's Tedward. He's on the ones and twos. We're going to get him on here. He's too good looking of a teddy bear not to have on camera, baby. Anyways, I'm your Highness, the Baron of Blunts, the King of the Kush, and the guy that's going to keep fucking your ex if she hits me up at 2 o'clock in the morning. Until next time, peace and love. Toodaloo, motherfucker.
Your wife is out here auto-subscribing to gluten-free dog biscuits. Buys how many Starbucks a week? And what the hell is with this organic birdseed that the Amazon driver keeps dropping off? But you're too much of a bitch to sign up for something that actually makes you money? Sign up now at wewinyouvin.com. Promo code LET'S GO.